In the last 2.5 years, I have made $7.6 million from just my socials alone, not including other ventures and marketing channels. And my socials have a total following of about 41,000 followers. Since I've started creating content in that interval, I've generated 10.3 million views. So that brings this out to a ratio that we've made of 74 cents per view from my socials in terms of revenue that's been brought into the company from the content that I've created. And the best part about this as well is I only spend about 2 to 4 hours per month filming short form content. I don't do any of the other work that comes with that. All of the content strategy, scripting it out, coming up with what to say, I just film it and forget it. And then afterwards, I don't handle any of the editing, posting the content, responding to comments, posting stories, managing DMs, driving conversions. We have a proven system for that we've done time and time again for our own business very successfully and also other businesses as well. And by the way, the team to do all of this is less than 2% of the revenue that's brought in. So that's a pretty massive ROI. And that's why doing this is the most effective form of advertising available today that any business can do, because all the reach that you get from this content is free. And it's also targeted just like ads that's going to get you in front of the right people to bring in results for your business. So in this video, I'm going to break down and I want you to understand why this system works and how it works, and step by step how you can actually implement this yourself. So to give you an idea on how does this film it and forget it system work, first it starts with your content strategy and scripts. I'm going to break down what that looks like and how you can actually build a viral content strategy while making it effective. Then you spend about 2 to 4 hours filming content per month. You have someone else who edits it, they post it out, and then this drives conversions. What's even better though is that in the same 2.5 year period, we've generated over 8 billion views, 24 million followers, and done this across 60 different industries for so many brands across all spaces. We work with plenty of the biggest brands on socials who have millions of followers, and we've even helped 5 brands generate over 100 million views per month. And then we've also helped plenty of brands who are just getting started with content, starting from zero, and they go from zero to a revenue generation machine from their socials within 30 days of starting. Through this process, we have created tons and tons of viral content. This is just a small sample size of all the posts that we have created for different clients. And we actually have an internal tracker that shows we've created over 1,024 posts that have gotten over 1 million views in the company since we started 2.5 years ago. That means since we've started, we've created on average 1.1 videos per day that get 1 million views or more. And that multiplies out to over 10,000 more posts that we've created that's gotten hundreds of thousands of views for our clients. A big part of how we learned a lot of this, by the way, is my partner Spencer Murphy worked internally with Iman Ghazi and built out his full sub-account network back in 2020. If you don't know who Iman Ghazi is, he has absolutely crushed it over the last few years. This is just his primary YouTube channel now that has right under 6 million subscribers. He's got countless other channels, countless other accounts across all platforms that totals to him now having an audience in the tens of millions. And all of this was spurred from the sub-account network that Spencer led and built for him that he's still running today, that's consistently generating him anywhere between 100 to 300 million views per month. You can see here, this is a summed up tracker. In the first 4 months, they generated 449 million views from launching the network, right under 450 million views. And this is the subscriber chart for Iman's primary YouTube channel. They launched the sub-account network in July of 2022. And this is the growth that followed, where he went from 340,000 subscribers to 3.5 million subscribers in the first year of launching this. I'm also breaking down the same system that brands like Alex Hormozi, Jay Shetty, Grant Cardone, Patrick Bet-David, Fashion Nova use to consistently go viral and build big brands for themselves, but also make boatloads of money and revenue from socials, which we're going to break down how to do. And if all the top brands on social media are doing this, there's probably a lot that we can learn. Multiple of these brands, by the way, are clients of ours. We just have NDAs to where we can't specify exactly who. So this video is really for 3 different types of business. You have businesses who haven't started creating content, businesses who are actively creating content, but wanting to see a lot more results from it. And then also the biggest brands who already have hundreds of thousands or millions of followers consistently creating viral content as well. Now, I found that most business owners out there don't enjoy creating content. They don't know what to talk about. They don't even know where to start. They don't want to build a team around it. They don't want to manage this whole new thing. They want to remain private. They don't want tons of people knowing about them and who they are and meddling in their business. They don't want to be famous. And they feel like they're way too busy to start creating content and especially do it ongoing when they're juggling so many other things in the business. So if you fall into that category, I'm going to give you all the steps of how you can solve that for your business. And again, reverse engineer this back to where you're only creating content for your ideal clients or customers. So you're only getting known in front of the right people. And you're doing this filming 2 to 4 hours per month where you have systems and team handling the rest. I'm also going to show you exactly what you should talk about and make content creation very easy for you. Also, none of this takes fancy equipment. We have clients who have built brands into millions of followers only filming content from their phone. And in a lot of instances, phone content now is actually outperforming the high production fancy camera content because of AI. A lot of people think that now the high production content is fake through AI. And so the most genuine form of content that you can create today is with your phone, funny enough. Then there's a lot of businesses that are already creating content, but they're wanting to see more results. They haven't found the team that they want yet. Maybe they've been burned by agencies. They're inconsistent with content. They feel like they keep talking about the same things. They don't know what to continue to talk about. They're spending all this time, all this capital, all this energy creating content, trying to build a team around it, and not seeing the results come back to them in the way that they want to see and need to see to continue justifying all the energy that's being poured into it. What we find as well is businesses in both of these buckets are losing a lot of ground to their competition because we're to the point that in every industry, if you do not have a successful social content strategy, your competition does. And they are the ones who are winning. They're the ones who are scaling faster. And they're the ones who are taking a lot of your business because building a brand online is the ultimate edge and it's the number one form of advertising and grabbing attention today. So if you're not doing this and you're not the top person doing this, it's going to be extremely hard to compete. And then we also have big brands with repeated viral content who are crushing it. They're seeing consistent growth. Their business is growing a lot from their socials, but they're still getting a fraction of the reach that they could from their content. When you have a lot of viral content, you can repurpose and mass distribute it. And the way to do that is by creating a lot of sub accounts. So these are additional accounts per platform. They're still branded to you. And a lot of big brands, they haven't done this yet because they're concerned about brand and quality control. Or maybe they've attempted it. Maybe they have worked with some clippers. They went on WAP. They tried to build an affiliate network, but everything that they've done has failed. And the amount of energy and capital that has gone into that has not brought them back the results that they need to see on the other end. So if that's you, I'm also going to break down exactly what you need to do in this video. So you've heard me bring this up multiple times that this is the most effective form of advertising today. So what is advertising? Advertising is really just attention for your business. It's you becoming known to other people for your business. Every form of advertising in modern history has always been that, whether you're doing newspaper ads, radio ads, television ads, magazine ads, Google and search ads, now social ads, all of that is just buying targeted attention to bring in the right people and bring in clients and customers. So here's the big shift that's happened and why this is the most effective form of advertising today is because every platform is now a For You page. And instead of social media, today is now interest media. We're constantly served content based on our interests and our demographics, regardless if we follow the accounts. And with short form content specifically, majority of posts get somewhere between 50 to 99% non-follower reach. So you can see this post here, 95.9% non-followers. This post here, 98% non-followers. This post here on YouTube, across all the different feeds and search, it's majority non-followers as well. And this doesn't just apply to viral content. This applies to every single piece of content that you put out. Every platform makes the majority of its revenue from advertising. And so they have trillions of data points on all of us for running ads. And they use that same data now to serve us organic content. That's why when you're scrolling on feeds, you see so much content from so many new accounts that you've never seen before, and it's based on your interest. So if you like sales, you're going to see sales content. If you like advertising, you're going to see advertising content. If you like cooking, you're going to see cooking content, so on and so forth. And what's even better about this is now you are guaranteed at least minimum, at the bare minimum, somewhere between 100 to 200 views per video when you're posting. That's just when you're getting started. And out of those, that's still going to be a big portion going to non-followers. Then you start to break through and your content can get into hundreds of views. You start to hit some that get thousands of views. But all this to say, the audience size does not matter near as much as it used to. And you can create viral content on brand new accounts. These are each client of ours. This is one of our clients, Arinda, who within the first 45 days, we created multiple viral videos and her account went from 0 to over 50,000 followers in that same time frame, and her business is exploding and growing faster than ever before while spending a tiny fraction to create this content that's therefore creating the reach compared to any other marketing channel or advertising method. And when we look over here to where if you're just getting started at the bare minimum, you have videos getting 100, 200 views. Yes, of course you want more, but at the same time as a business, you're not in the game of views. You're in the game of getting in front of as many of the right people as possible. And if you talk about more targeted and more niche-based content, the platform is smart enough to still serve your content to the right people. And getting in front of 100 to 200 people per post can still bring in a lot of impact for your business. So to visualize this, let's imagine that you have a room of 100 to 200 people. Well, this is what that room looks like. And imagine that all the people who are in attendance are coming to listen to you talk about your expertise, which is solving a big problem that they have. For an example, let's say that you're an ads expert And every single person in this room is struggling to scale their ads and make them more profitable. And so they've all come to listen to you talk about your solution to that problem of being able to scale ads and make them more profitable as a result. The question is, do you think that even just one of them would pay thousands of dollars for your product or service that solves the big problem that they have? Probably, right? And probably even more. And this is not a direct apples to apples comparison. I'm not saying that getting views on short form video is the same as having someone in a room, but when you have that repeated reach and they start to see you multiple times, it does create that same level of trust and relationship as you would when they're in the room with you. And what happens is they want to learn more. They want to check out your business and the solutions that you have. And if you have a dialed in sales process, then you're going to make money from this. It is the same exact thing as running paid social ads or advertising on any other platform. But then let's take this further and let's visualize an auditorium full of 1,000 people, right? Which is quickly what you're going to start getting in front of when you start posting the bare minimum of content. You're going to reach thousands of people. Do you think out of this entire room that you could convert one, two, maybe a couple people, especially if your product or service is worth thousands of dollars? This is where it starts turning into very, very meaningful revenue for you and your business. And then let's take it further. This is what a crowd of 10,000 people looks like. And then when you keep expanding, this is what 100,000 people looks like. It fills up the largest stadiums in the world. And getting in front of 100,000 people with your content is now more accessible and more cost effective than it ever has been before. And better yet, as I mentioned, the algorithms across platforms are using the same data for running ads for also choosing who they serve your content to. And so all of these hundreds of thousands of people that you can get in front of completely for free in terms of the reach are also targeted, and they're going to be the right people that you want to be talking to. So again, I ask, if you're getting in front of 100,000 people, do you think that that would probably bring in some level of sales for your business? If you have any proven process and you have any type of proven offer, probably so. This is why also multiple of our larger clients are doing over 100 million per year when we're generating them hundreds of millions of views, because when you get that much attention, it's very hard not to make money if you have anything to sell to them. And that's why we even have a few clients that are doing over $1 billion in sales on a yearly basis, because they're creating so much reach through organic content on socials. So now the game today in 2026 and beyond is, again, every platform is a For You page. It's no longer social media, it's interest media. Majority of the reach of your content gets pushed to non-followers. And out of every content type, short form video is what gets pushed the most to non-followers compared to any images, carousels, even long form content. Short form content gets pushed the most. And so the game has now become that whoever posts the most short form content wins. And that's the systems that we've mastered and done repeatedly across dozens and dozens of industries that's allowed us to generate over 8 billion views in the last 2.5 years. An important note as well is that quality does matter, but volume negates and creates quality. The more volume you post, the more data you get back, and the faster that you can find what quality truly is, because you don't determine what quality is, and I don't determine what quality is. The marketplace determines that. And we look at views, engagement metrics, and sales to determine what is quality. And so let's look at these two examples. Out of two businesses, these are all short form content going out and long form content, versus this other brand posting this much short form content every day, this much long form content. Who do you think is going to win on social media? Every post is another at bat to hit a viral home run. Every post is like a digital billboard getting you in front of more targeted people. And so the more content you put out there, the more attention you're going to get, and the more people are going to come into your business and ecosystem. And again, I'm going to show you how to do this, but I first want to answer the big question: how do you make money? Well, the easiest, most predictable and streamlined system for this is you create content, and then you can use DM and keyword triggers, like comment the word tutorial below, that sends a DM automation using tools like ManyChat. And in the DMs, you book a meeting, and then you sell your product. And if you're selling high ticket, anywhere from 3,000 to 10,000 and beyond, it's very easy to be profitable with this. Now, if you're an e-commerce brand and you're selling consumer products, you want to know your numbers, you want to know what your LTV is, and that's going to allow you to be more calculated on your marketing cost. But what we find most effective for consumer brands and e-com brands selling lower ticket, let's say $100 or less, is to go the TikTok shop route and have a lot of TikTok creators, great TikTok shop content for you. And that's going to allow you to have hundreds, even thousands of posts going out on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. You're going to get lots of data. Those posts are going to start going viral. And then you take that same viral content and you repurpose and mass distribute it at scale. So this can still work for consumer brands. I personally love high ticket because it's the easiest to build a big business. Out of almost all of our clients, with few exceptions, but the majority of our clients who are doing tens of millions of revenue per year or more are focused mostly on high ticket and have grown their business primarily through high ticket products or services. So this is the basic system. But when you have the full flywheel, which is what we also help specialize in, this is what it really looks like. So on top of the content, you're also posting stories. You also have captions and pinned comments that have CTAs in every single post, which allows you to have more calls to action without dropping engagement. And all of that is pushing back to DMs. All of that's pushing back to people going to your business, booking meetings with you, and then you selling your services. But then also a massive pillar is ads. So if you're already running ads, when you build a brand and you have effective content, you're able to scale your ads significantly further and make them much more profitable for a variety of reasons. One is all the content you create starts to build big custom audiences with a lot of reach that you get from the organic content. You can now retarget all of that reach with ads, and you have warm impressions where you're retargeting for pennies instead of dollars. That makes your ads much more profitable. Secondly, top performing organic content generally always turns into top performing ad creative. Many times you just have to stitch on a different CTA on the back end of that. But then you use organic content, which all the reach is free, as a testing ground to find winning creative. Then you run that as ads. That again makes your ads much more profitable and much more scalable. Then third, and most importantly, organic content is the number one way to build a brand today. And building a brand builds trust. So when people see your ads, they do their due diligence. They're going to go and they're going to check out your profile. They're going to watch more of your content. And if it's not good, they're not going to trust you and your ads are not going to convert nearly as well. Versus if you have great quality content and your audience is building up, there's more social proof, there's lots of engagement, the content is very informative, it does a great job at keeping retention, then they're going to trust you significantly more. And that's going to check their box on due diligence to where they're going to go through your sales process and be much more likely to buy. So just the fact of putting out good, effective organic content alone also helps your ads perform much better because you're building a brand, which builds a lot more trust. Then as mentioned, we can have CTAs all throughout. So it'll be in your bio, it'll be in the content, it can be in stories, it can be in pinned comments and captions. All these CTAs drive people back to your business. And it goes back to that analogy of getting in front of stadiums full of people. And if you get in front of them consistently, do you think that you're going to convert some level of them? Probably so. So here's the math breakdown. At an absolute bare minimum, anyone can generate anywhere between 500 to 1,500 views per day. This is where you're just doing raw selfie videos. You don't even have to edit. You're just putting out anything, right? You're not even preparing. You're not using viral hooks. You're not following viral formats, which I'm going to show you. And you're just talking into your phone. You're posting out content. At a bare minimum, you can still get this amount of views per day. And that alone can still drive results for your business. However, with our systems for newer brands without viral content, whether you're just getting started or you've already been creating content and not getting the results that you want, our systems allow us to guarantee you anywhere between 5 million to 20 million views in the first year. Otherwise, we work for free. That comes out to a daily rate of average views somewhere between 13,700 to 55,000. And these are our minimum guarantees. So again, if you're getting that many views and you go back to looking at the auditorium and the concert halls, do you think that you can convert some level of those people? Probably so. And so the next step is we're going to break down exactly how this works step by step and how you can do this for your business. But then third, we have the bigger brands with already existing viral content. And when that's the case, our systems allow us to guarantee anywhere between 50 million to 500 million views within the first year, or again, we work for free if we don't hit that minimum number. Usually we shoot way past that as well. And that comes out to a daily average view range of 137,000 to 1.37 million views per day. So again, if you're getting this much attention and reach coming into your business with a large portion of it being targeted, do you think that it's going to drive some level of conversions? Again, probably so. So how can this work spending only 2 to 4 hours a month filming content? The way that the system breaks down is you have your content strategy, and that's going to be a blend of using viral hooks and viral frameworks, which I'm about to get into and show you some examples. You spend 1 to 4 hours per month filming content, and then you have someone else edit that content for you, post that content for you, and also set up the conversion strategies for you. And so the next question is, well, what do you film? To simplify everything, I really break down successful content into 2 pieces that are plug and play. They kind of are like puzzles that come together. And so those 2 pieces are viral hooks plus viral formats. So let me show you an example of how you'd want to approach this if you were a supplement company. So what I would do is go to Instagram, go to search here, and then search the keyword supplements. And what it's going to do is show you all the most viral content for that keyword. This is Dr. Pompa, one of our clients, by the way. We edited this video. And this is content that you want to study. So you want to model the frameworks itself, and then you also want to model the hooks that they're using, and then the full script. And one framework that you can see that's crushing right now in the supplement space is having the supplements in front of you on a table, just like this. You see it being used over and over down here as well. And then using list supplements of top 4 supplements to take, forever 5 supplements, top 5 supplements, whatever the case. So if I'm a supplement brand, I'd want to do a lot of this. And there's now AI tools that you can use where you can take the post from socials and then you just paste it into the AI tool. And let's just use this one for example. You plug it into the AI chat and you say, analyze this video and then write me a viral script, right? And in this AI chat, you can also provide it context. You can have it analyze your own business website, any content that you've created, a VSL, whatever the case that you've created. So it knows your business and can customize the scripts to your business. But just as a very quick, more lazy example, you can see here, it already analyzed this video and then it's writing you a script that's different words. It's not a copy and paste, but still follows the same framework, right? Very easy to do. On top of this, you want to be using viral hook templates. And so we've also created the sheet. This is all business oriented content, talking head content, and then all the viral hook templates based on all these videos that have gotten millions of views. And so you can start to plug and play and you can model viral proven formats like what we went over here. And then you can plug in viral hook templates. And next thing you know, you have a pretty good shot of your content being higher performers and doing really well versus just pulling out a phone, pulling out a camera, and then just coming up with off the top of your head what you want to talk about that day. We also, as a side note, have this ROI calculator on our website. So if you go to mediascaling.com, click on ROI here. This calculator is here for anyone to use. And these are all the metrics that we've gotten on average across all of our clients, across 60 plus dozens and dozens of industries. These are just the average. So a lot of businesses have done better and other businesses have done worse. This is the middle. And this allows you to get an idea of some level of, I guess, our average client results returns. That's not a guarantee, but this just gives you an example, right? And so let's say that you were to generate 20 million views in a year. Our views to follower ratio on average is 0.28%. And then our views to clicks ratio is 0.15%. Our clicks to appointments that we see on average is about 2%. And then let's just say this is custom per business, that you have a 60% show rate, a 20% close rate, and your average deal size is 10,000. This is what the numbers could potentially look like, where you'd bring in 56,000 followers over the course of the year, 30,000 clicks, 72 sales. That's an average of 6 sales per month. 60,000 in monthly revenue if your average deal size is 10K, and then 720,000 in yearly revenue. Now, again, this is average. Even with my socials and my company Media Scaling, we've performed better than this, like the numbers that I showed you up front. But it goes back to, if you're getting this much level of attention and reach, do you think that you can convert some portion of that to grow your business? Okay, so we covered the viral hook and viral format and plugging those together to come up with your content strategy, take out the guesswork, and put yourself in the best spot of creating effective content. Now, next step is, how much volume do you want to do? Well, on the essential, the minimum that you should target is 1 short form video per day. That comes out to 30 total videos a month. That's 1 to 3 hours per filming per month. You can do that in one filming session. That's going to take a couple hours if you have all the scripts ready to go. And that comes out to 150 posts per month when every video that you create, you post on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, and YouTube. It's extremely important that you post across all platforms. Otherwise, you're guaranteed missing out on a lot of potential reach from every video that you create. Going back to what I showed, we've created on average 1.1 videos per day since we started our company that have gotten 1 million views or more. And all the time, we never know where that video is going to go viral. Sometimes one video goes viral on multiple platforms, and sometimes it only happens on one platform and then performs average or maybe a little bit better than average on the others. Sometimes it can be on Instagram, sometimes on Facebook, sometimes on TikTok, sometimes on LinkedIn or YouTube. You never know where it's going to hit. And so you want to post across all platforms. That also gives you 5x leverage. For every one video you create, it turns into 5 posts because you posted it across these 5 platforms. Now, if you want faster results, then you should target 2 short form videos per day. That takes about 2 to 4 hours per month of filming and comes out to 300 posts per month when, again, you're posting across all these platforms. And if you want the best results, you should aim for 3 short form videos per day, which would be 3 to 6 hours per month of filming, and comes out to a total of 450 posts per month. And so when you start to look at all these posts as digital billboards and each as an at-bat to go viral, you can see here, this is just on a daily basis. Zoom out and imagine 450 per month or 300 per month. That's going to give you a lot of data to scale faster, outcompete your competition, find what is the most effective content, and then scale that up like crazy. But here's where things get really exciting, is to amplify. And so how we do this is we like to split test 3 viral hooks per video. Almost nobody does this. It is one of the best hidden secrets in social media today. And what that looks like is when you start to split test your hooks, now you're still filming 1 short form video per day, and you just have 3 of those viral hook templates that I showed you per video. It takes very little additional time to film 2 additional hooks per video, giving you 3 total. But what that does is it creates 3x leverage. Now every 1 video that you record turns into 3 unique videos and 3 posts on the same platform. Plus, the hook alone can be the difference of a video getting millions of views or thousands of views. And so it's the number one thing that you should split test. And you can see here the same level of effort, 1 to 3 hours of filming per month, now turns into 450 posts per month instead of 150 posts per month. All of these, again, split testing the most important part of the content. So how do you split test hooks? There's 2 options. One is you do it using sub accounts. And so you create additional accounts on each platform, on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, that are still branded to you. And then you post one hook variation of each video on each account per day. And then you analyze the data, see what works the best. And you're going to quickly find what viral hook frameworks and templates work the best. And then you just want to do a lot more of that in your content. The second option is some people don't want to split test hooks on sub accounts. They feel that it may create some confusion in the marketplace. I recommend using sub accounts because it creates a much larger multiple of posts and it's getting you in front of more people. All the accounts can still be optimized with the same conversion strategies. So at the end of the day, it's going to grow your business more. But if you really don't want to do that, Instagram also has a feature called trial reels, which allows you to post and really test reels as content strictly to non-followers without it going to your main profile feed. And so you can also split test the hooks using trial reels. And then at any point, they allow you to publish any content you want to your main profile. So you can split test the hooks as trial reels and then just publish the winning hook to your main profile feed after 24 hours when you have enough data that's come in. But now let's look and see on the faster, if you're doing 2 short form videos per day. Again, still filming 2 to 4 hours a month, but you have 3 hooks per video. You can see how much more it's multiplied out your content already. And you went from 300 posts per month to 900 posts per month with pretty much no additional added time. And then we have best. So if you're doing 3 short form videos a day, you're still only filming 3 to 6 hours per month. That can be done in 1 filming session per month, or you can do 2 per month bi-weekly. And that comes out to 1,350 posts per month. So again, when we're looking at every single one of these posts as a digital billboard that's targeted, getting you in front of the targeted people for your business, who do you think is going to win out of these brands? Someone who's doing this or someone who's posting no content at all, or maybe a couple times a week? This is the number one way to win as a business today. And this is the most effective form of advertising and marketing and getting attention for your business available today. And all the reach is free. So it's the most cost-effective form of doing this as well. So following this system is how we're able to predictably guarantee 5 million to 20 million views in 1 year. Again, it's not linear, but when you zoom out over the course of the year and you create a daily average, that comes out to 13,700 to 55,000 views per day. That's getting you in front of stadiums and stadiums full of people. So it goes back to, again, if you're getting in front of stadiums of people consistently, do you think that you can convert some of them to grow your business? Probably so. But now, what do you do if you are a big brand with a lot of existing viral content? You already have hundreds of thousands, millions of followers, you're consistently going viral, and you have a good business with a good infrastructure to handle a lot more scale. So if that's you, then on the essential, what you want to do is create at least 12 additional short form videos per day. This is from your existing content. So you're repurposing your existing viral content and then scaling it and mass distributing it across platforms. The thing though is, in order to do this, you have to do it through sub accounts, because every account has something that I call a visibility ceiling, where you hit a certain ceiling of posting per day where results become suboptimal, right? And we've tested posting volume per account across platforms, anywhere from 1 post per day up to 12 posts per day and everywhere in between. And there's exceptions. Obviously, this is not a hard rule, but overall, we did this across tens of thousands of posts. And we found that overall, 2 posts per day per account is what seems to be the most optimal. So if you're creating 12 short form videos per day, then you should have 6 sub accounts per platform, not including your main socials. And when you do this, it's no added time with filming, right? Because this is already all of your existing content that's being used to be repurposed and redistributed at mass scale. And this is what the posts come out to. We like to do this on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube as the main platforms. For certain brands, if they have a presence on Facebook, we'll also throw in Facebook. But let's say you're doing this on just these top 3 short form platforms, that still comes out to an added 1,080 posts per month. And you're able to split test so many post types, so many formats. You're able to remix your top viral and winning content at a massive level, which continues to go viral again and again and again. And all that funnels back to your main socials, to your business, to your brand. And this is what makes you a market leader. And this is how we've predictably been able to generate tens of millions, and even in 5 instances, over 100 million views per month for certain clients across industries. Now, if you want a faster approach, you can even scale this up to do 20 short form videos per day. And that is across 10 accounts per platform, which comes out to 1,800 posts per month. And then for the best, you can scale this up to 28 short form videos per day, 14 accounts per platform. Again, you're spending no added time filming the content. That comes out to 2,520 posts per month. So if we zoom out and we look at all of this as digital billboards and digital real estate, getting you in front of targeted people, again, you can see that this is how you can win as a brand today on social media. So how does this funnel and actually drive results for your business? Well, here's the full funnel. So when you're doing this level of scale, you have search, AI, and SEO that builds up. You're getting in front of millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of people. People are going to start Googling you. You're going to get a lot more search traffic where you're going to get recommended by AI more. And even social platforms have their own form of SEO. TikTok is now a major SEO search platform. Instagram is a search platform. YouTube is a search platform. And so you are naturally going to rank higher for tons of keywords, just like the example over here that our client, Dr. Pampa, is ranking at the top for the keyword of supplements. That's going to bring in a lot more traffic for your business. Also, winning ad creatives. Like I said, top performing organic content becomes top performing ads. When you're posting thousands of pieces of content per month, you're finding way more winning creative at a faster rate than anyone else, and that's going to make your ads a lot more profitable. In addition, ads retargeting. All the sub accounts you can add into your business manager. And so you create these massive custom audiences where you can now start to retarget millions, tens of millions, and hundreds of millions of views for pennies instead of dollars, again, making your ads much more profitable. All the content from the sub accounts funnel people back to your main socials. So your main socials tend to grow at a faster rate than ever before because you're getting more reach than ever before. You can also funnel them back to your long form content. That's going to build more trust and watch time, which is going to make people convert with you and your business faster. Because we're doing this level of volume, you can test so many more different content formats, and you're going to find way more winning formats for your brand at a faster rate than you've ever done before. And when you find winning formats, you quadruple down on those. That helps everything perform and grow faster. When you have viral content, you should do a lot more of that viral content. And also the underlying format of that viral video, you should do a lot more of that as well. And that's what drives exponential results on social media today. And then last but not least, DM automations. This is one of the best ways to convert and drive sales from socials. And you can set up DM automations across all the sub accounts on top of your main socials and drive the same funnels, the same systems. And that can lead to a lot of results and sales for your business. But now, most importantly, above all else, what all of this does is it funnels down and it creates brand for you. And brand equals trust. There's a reason why all the largest companies in the world, Fortune 1000 companies, put majority of their marketing budgets towards brand advertising because they know that that's what creates the most trust in the marketplace. And even though it's not direct response advertising where you're seeing the exact dollar in, dollar out, you are going to grow at a faster rate than anyone else. You build more trust in the marketplace, you have more search coming in. And so when people see your ads, it's going to work much better versus seeing someone else's. That's why Tony Robbins ads work really well because everyone knows Tony Robbins. He has a massive brand and massive levels of trust. So naturally, because of the brand he built, all of his businesses and all of his ads and all of his marketing efforts are going to work much better versus someone who is unknown and does not have a big brand like he does. So all this is how we're able to predictably guarantee 50 to 500 million views in 1 year, where we work for free. And when you zoom that out, that comes out to a daily average of views over the course of the year between 137,000 to 1.37 million views per day. That's stadiums and stadiums full of people. Again, that's why I've mentioned this is the most effective form of advertising today. And doing this right now is still largely picking up on first mover advantage. This is the equivalent to running ads on Google in 2003 or on Facebook in 2013, when there were new platforms and new opportunity. And so the attention was a tiny fraction of the cost compared to what it is today. There's an advertising metric called CPMs, which stands for cost per 1,000 views. And when you Google ads, you can get clicks for big keywords like insurance, for example, for pennies versus those same keywords, and the clicks cost $25 and many times significantly more. That happened because these are now mature platforms with way more competition and way more saturation. So taking advantage of these content systems and taking advantage of the sub-account network is the equivalent to being on the ground level and running Facebook ads here or Google ads here. But what's really important to note as well is there is a limited opportunity and limited window to do this. AI is around the corner, and a lot of people are putting out viral content saying that AI clones are here and they're not real people and blah, blah, blah. The majority of the time, that's a lie. And from the most part, from what I've seen, the only content going viral as AI clones are when they're talking about, this isn't me, this is an AI clone. Outside of that, there's not these simple softwares that are building massive brands with AI clones yet, but it's very, very close. And I think in the next 2 to 3 years, we're going to be there. And there's going to be more AI clones on social media than there are people in the world. There can be billions of AI clones on socials, all building brands. That's going to create way more competition, way more saturation than ever before. And so there is a limited window with this. You should not wait to get started on putting out content for your brand. Because if you start today, you're going to be in a significantly better position in the next 2 to 3 years as AI continues to come in and take over. And having a brand is the ultimate hedge against this AI disruption that's going to happen on social media. Hopefully this video is helpful. If you want to talk to us and our team and you want us to potentially do all this for you, there is a link in the description below or a link on the page below where you can book a call with our team. On this call, we're going to analyze your socials. We'll give you a custom guarantee if there's a good fit. And in worst case scenario, if it's not a fit, you don't want to move forward, we're still going to give you all these free resources. We'll point you in the right direction for using the AI tools for writing scripts that I showed you. We can send you over our viral hooks template sheet and provide you everything that you need to be successful on social media. Thanks for sticking with me on this one, and I'll see you in the next video.